But yeah, even when he did Off the Wall, he wasn't considered a pedophile or gay. And then when he did Thriller, that's when people made jokes of him. But he started getting back to himself. People wasn't really fucking with him when he did the album Bad. So anyway, when all this shit was going on with him and Tommy Mottola, and when he told them that he's getting out the way, he's gonna be a free agent and stuff like that, it kind of like fucked Sony up because he was leaving with everything. And then when he did his tour, this last tour, This Is It. He made all that money, which he could have paid the lawyers off and kept his masters. But still, I say that I don't think he died just like taking not chloroform, but whatever that drug was. I think it's mysterious, and I still believe that this brother was murdered. And I'm gonna say it again, like my last one. I think a lot of people kind of disagree with me on that. Just like Jimi Hendrix, he didn't die on a drug overdose; he was murdered. But they died in two different ways. One was funding and getting reenacted with a black social group, and him, he was gonna make his money and go on his way. And Conrad Murray, he was just a decoy on the whole thing right there. Just do that little short time and you get paid all that money. Something fishy with that. But now I'm gonna get on with I'm gonna get on with his kids. Paris, Prince, Paris, and Blanket. I'm not gonna say nothing about Blanket because Blanket he's a little quiet. Blanket ain't being much in the spotlight as those two was. But I remember at Michael Jackson's memorial, and I remember when Janet Jackson was holding her, and I remember when Paris Hilton was like, "Oh, Michael D was the best father." I looked at that and I said, you know what? It's something very demonic about that. I said, you can tell when a person's really crying, and you can tell a person when they bullshitting. But when I seen the way she said that, the way she's crying, I said, you know what? When she grow up, she's gonna show her natural ass. It's like when she was crying, when Janet Jackson hold her, she was crying. She had her fingers crossing. She had her fingers crossed of what she was saying, because they know that Michael ain't their real father, just like the Jacksons know that them ain't his kids. But see, the thing is that they took them in as one of their own, because Deborah Rose, their mother, has sold them. Now that's a fucked up way to be a parent, to sell your kids for money. I don't think my mom could ever sell me for money. I don't give a fuck how much money that who got. And I think y'all agree with me on this as well. I don't think a mom will sell her kids to somebody unless it was something really wrong up with that, or unless she didn't want her kids. But see, the way, how, and Michael Jackson, when he was like holding one of the babies outside the balcony, whatever, his so-called friends, they bashed him. I don't think Michael Jackson was trying to hurt the kids, but he was showing the world that, hey, look what I got right here. Share, everybody was just talking shit about this man. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to to his kids. Have you noticed every time when they take pictures, Prince, especially Prince in Paris, Blanket, he's like that, he's a kid, but sometimes they had a little fake smile, and sometimes they just like, they knew what they was gonna do when they grow up. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, and the media has something to do with this, because it's just like interracial relationships. A white man can be with a black woman, it's no problem. They look, but they gonna shrug it off. But if that white woman is with that black man, it's hell on earth. Just like if she bring a black man home to her family, she's gonna be disowned. She gonna be all kind of nigga lovers. Let's just call it what it is. That white man bring a black woman home. They gonna look at him. They gonna look at it. She's gonna be a staring statue for a minute, and they gonna like, oh, good couple, whatever. But that's just the way it goes. So when you have a white family with some black kids adopted, it's not much said. But when you have a black family with some white kids, it's a big fucking problem here. And to my guess is that when white people see a white family with black kids, and to me, I know myself, they know that when those black kids grow up, they can be light-skinned, they can be chocolate like me, or they can be blue and purple as hell. They know when those kids grow up, they gonna know how those kids gonna see black people. They gonna be just like mixed breed. They don't want to get near black people. Especially if a white couple have a black kid adopted, and they take that black kid and hand them to some black people and say, here, hold it. That black baby's gonna scream and fucking cry. Because that black baby's always known to be around these white people. That black baby's gonna grow up to be thinking that black child's gonna grow up to be thinking that it's one of them white. It's gonna associate with them, gonna interact with them, gonna do everything unless one of them or the family kick them to the curb, and that's when they gonna have their little suitcase coming towards the blacks. But now, if you have a black family with some white kids, white people's gonna see that because they gonna figure and they gonna know those white people, those white kids, they gonna grow up with black people. They're gonna act black. They're gonna walk black. They're gonna talk black. They're gonna have kids with black people. Because that's all these white kids know that they be around. So when the media seen that those 3 kids was in the Jackson custody, that's when they want to come up with all this shit talking about, I don't think Katherine Jackson is capable, or she don't have the capability with these kids. We don't think that these kids are suitable or should be with Katherine Jackson. Why is that? Part 4 coming up.